Welcome back to another episode of the show where we dive deep into all things Disney, travel, and family fun. I am your host, Adrian, aka the Diamond Driver Guy. And today I am beyond super excited. We have a magical guest with us all the way from the United Kingdom. She is the founder of Magical Most Magical Guides, a Disney planning expert, content queen, concierge, and someone who's helped thousands of people make their Disney trips come true. Sophie, welcome to the show.
Hi, Adrian. It's so lovely to chat to you. It's wonderful. Thank you for joining me and letting me be part of your podcast.
I'm very happy to have you here. This is wonderful. This is
Yeah,
special to me.
it's always
First
wonderful
question.
to chat to you.
Oh, absolutely. My first thing is tell our viewers, how did we meet?
Yeah, well, it was a very exciting because I was coming over to do a dream Disneyland trip. And as someone who is a solo female traveler, but also suffers from motion sickness, I was like, I've got to scour the internet to find out who I need to get a ride with. Because, it's that stress of I need someone that is very good at driving, so I'm not gonna feel ill, and you feel safe with. And Dumb Drive Guy kept coming up and up and up. So I booked, and it was just the most amazing experience both ways. And it was amazing because it was so much more than just getting from A to B. There was so much great chat, so many great tips, and it just got the trip off to an amazing start and end. So it's been amazing to be in contact ever since. It's been
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. I love watching your reels, your Instagram stuff, all your information. I come across it almost on a daily, which is amazing. So I personally love it. I always see what you're up to, and even though you're a world away from me, I feel like you're next door.
Yes, no, it's so true, and that's the nice thing, isn't it, with the internet, that we can live on opposite sides of the world and we're still in contact and see what everyone's up to. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask you this: what inspired you to start Most Magical Guides?
So basically, I am obsessed with planning, and when I would do my own trips, I would literally spend like 2 years and thousands of hours researching websites and vlogs to get like the tips and the advice of how to get the best out of a trip. And we always had the most amazing trips because of it. But then when I was visiting Disney, and there was actually one specific moment where I was in Disney World and we bumped into a couple that were on their honeymoon from the UK, and they were having a great time, but they were saying, "Oh, we waited 3 hours to go on this ride, and the restaurants we wanted to eat in had no reservations." And I was feeling so bad for them because where they didn't have the access to the information, they were missing out. And when it's a honeymoon, you just want them to have the most amazing time. So then I was
Of
like, if I
course.
can just pass across the tips and information I've picked up over the years and it can kind of help people a bit, that would be amazing. So then I started a YouTube channel, and then from that, over time, I've launched the trip planning services, and it's just been literally amazing now. And it's so wonderful when you get the feedback from people how like this tip helped, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah, and you have endless amounts of tips. I'm amazed of all the information that you possess. You are literally like an encyclopedia of how to plan and everything. I mean, I should be taking tips from you just to go to my own park down the street from where I live.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah,
this is the
I
thing.
mean,
Like my house, it's like a serial killer's lair when I'm planning a trip. Like the amount of spreadsheets I have, the things that are hung up on the wall,
yeah,
like it's nuts. But I
yeah.
was like, if I can simplify this so other people don't have to look insane, that would be
There you
great.
go. There you go. What are your top three planning tips for first time visitors?
So I think this is such a great question. And I think first and foremost, it's adding in breaks. And I
Oh
think the thing
yeah,
is, the first time you go, you want to do absolutely everything, and you're like, we're going to stay from park open to park close and jam pack every single second. And
absolutely.
then this is exactly what I did. Every single night, absolute agony, feet can't cope anymore. Everyone's in
Mm-mm.
a bad mood. No one's talking. If they are talking, they're arguing. And it
Yeah,
was just like, okay, this isn't fun. It's not a magical end to the day. And having breaks makes such a difference. And particularly like Disneyland, the parks are open so long. You absolutely have the chance to even go back to your hotel and rest in the afternoon. The afternoons
yes.
are the hottest and busiest times of the day. So if you can
Yep.
skip that and relax, or if you don't want to leave the parks, you can go to shows, have a sit down meal. And then in the evening, when it's a bit calmer, you've got way more energy and you enjoy your time. So I'm always like, do the break. It makes such a difference. Um, I
Absolutely.
I also think if you have the ability to, I think multipass is so worthwhile. I am
Mm,
such a fan of multipass. And I do think it depends on the size of your group because it can get super expensive if you are a larger family. But the amount of time you save and just the difference it makes not standing in queues for most of your day is huge. The enjoyment skyrockets when you're just waiting a couple of minutes to go on the rides compared to like an hour, then a 2 minute ride, then 45 minutes, then a 2 minute ride. It's so huge. And something I love about Disneyland is the fact that you also get photo pass included.
yes.
And getting those photos from the professional photographers that are dotted everywhere, absolutely
Mhm.
incredible. And I also think my other biggest tip would be trying to work out what's most important for you. And then that way you know the best way to allocate your time, but also the way to allocate your money. So if you're people that want to fit as much in as possible, then you might want to budget for multipass. If you want to focus on characters, then kind of work out where those spots are and make sure you prioritize that. And then I think from that you get the trip that you desire. Because I think a lot of people feel like they have to follow a formula, but I'm like, I think you need to focus on the things that you like the most, and then
Exactly.
from that, you'll work out where to spend money and where to save money.
There you go. That sounds about right to me. Now let me
Yes.
ask you this. How far in advance do you recommend people start making those plans that are these big plans?
Yes. Well, I think it depends which park you're visiting. So, say from the UK, you can book Disney World trips sometimes up to 20 months in advance. So,
Oh
like
wow.
the offer for the UK will go live in April, and you could book all the way up to the following December. So, what some people will
Wow.
is book that far in advance. And what's nice about that is it gives you more time to save up, plan, things like that. The
Hmm.
one thing I would say with that is it's great for your hotel and ticket, but I would never do a package that includes flights because flights at that point aren't on sale. So they super inflate the price so that when the flights do go on sale, they don't miss out on any money. So I never would add flights at that point.
Wow.
What you can sometimes do is if you book closer towards the trip, you can get good last minute deals. And like when I came out to Disneyland, what I actually did, I wasn't planning on actually coming, but I looked at the Christmas sales and then I saw such good prices, and I was like, well, it looks like I'm going to Disneyland. So sometimes looking out on those sales, like I managed to get some flights and it was £520 return. And typically, that's it's normally around £800 each way. So I saved over £1,000 by
Hmm.
booking in the sales. So I would definitely recommend that as well if you're doing a more last minute trip.
I see. That's big time savings right there, if you ask me.
It's huge, huge. And even the hotel, I think I saved about £500 of the hotel and like the
Wow.
amount you can save and then put towards other things is fantastic.
Now let me ask you this. What are there any common mistakes that visitors or people who are planning, what are the biggest mistakes that they make, in your
Yes.
opinion?
I think some of the biggest mistakes can be trying to preemptively guess like how much you're going to fit in your day and how the day's going to go
Yeah.
because like you never quite know like things pop up and like sometimes I'll talk to people and they'll be like right I'm going to go on Big Thunder Mountain at 11 a.m. and then I'll
Hmm.
be off Thunder Mountain at 4 minutes past, then I'm going to take 3 minutes to walk to this place and I'm like you literally can't plan it down to the minute because people are
No,
slow in
no.
your way, like things happen. And I think what happens with that is you can miss out on the details, and one of the best things about Disney is there's always stuff going on. So if you're super hyper focused on like I've got to get to this ride, I've got to walk down this path, you're missing out on all of that. Particularly in Disneyland when you have all those roaming characters and they have these amazing moments that just pop up. You can
Yeah.
so miss all of that. So I always say what I recommend is best is having like a structure to your holiday of like this day we want to do this thing, but then
Hmm.
have flexibility within that so that you can just go with the flow if something pops up.
And let's not forget, as we're walking around, we don't plan for smelling all those good smells and
Yes.
desserts, churros, this, that,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden we're going this way, and then all of a sudden we're going this way to go get a new
Yes.
bucket popcorn or a churro or a hot dog or a corn dog. Like you
A
don't plan
hundred
for that.
percent. No,
Your
it's
your
so,
your
so
mind
true.
sabotages you.
Yes, it's 100% true. And that's the
Yeah.
thing though, those things bring you so much joy. And it's
Uh,
like, you need to have the space to do those.
Yes, absolutely. So what would you say is one underrated experience that at Disney that people are missing out on that you think that they should definitely get done?
Do you know what I really love? And I've started to do more in the past couple of years, is backstage tours. And you
Oh,
get
okay.
such an incredible
Mm,
like look behind the curtain of the Disney parks. If
yeah.
you're like an adult that loves Disney, they are absolutely incredible. When I came to Disneyland, I did the Main Street tour, which also is called like Walt's apartment tour, and it
Yes.
was so amazing to be in Walt Disney's apartment, hearing about it. I came also during the Christmas season, and after we left the apartment, we were out on the patio, and the Dapper Dans were below singing Christmas songs, and I was like, "This is the most Disney amazing thing I've ever experienced."
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
just get to see all these things you would never ever see.
That is so cool. I really want to do that Walt's apartment tour thing. I haven't done that yet,
Oh,
but
it's
it's
so
something definitely on
worthwhile.
my list. Yes.
Yes.
So what are some unique challenges that your people from the UK are facing when they're going to Disneyland or Walt Disney World?
I think particularly Disneyland, and this is perfect because it literally ties in with you. The
Yeah.
thing that's really difficult is when it comes to Disney World or Disneyland Paris, the websites make it very easy for you to book trips, and you could book everything on the website itself. Disneyland is not the same. So they don't really have anything to help you book. So people get very stumped on where's a good place to stay? But the thing that's hardest is how to get there. Because every other Disney park either have their own form of transportation or stuff like that, whereas Disneyland doesn't. And it's the one thing that people are always saying to me, like, I don't know how to get there. And this is where it was fantastic finding someone that you know is a fantastic experience because now I know exactly who to recommend because I genuinely think it's the biggest hurdle and especially because people will also do a split stay. So most people will go to Disneyland and
Yes.
LA, but then it's like, how do I get from one place to the other? And it's like you're
Yes.
covered.
Yes, it can be very challenging. It's one thing to go from LAX to here to Anaheim area to go to
Yep,
Disneyland, but then people will say, well, you know what? They'll even ask us, do we stay in LA to go to Universal or do we just go
yep,
for the day? Some people do one, some people do the other. Either
yep.
way is right. And they will
Yes.
ask us, well, do you go to Universal Studios? Like, yeah, of course we do. We go to
Yeah.
Universal, we go to Legoland, we go to San Diego Zoo, SeaWorld, everywhere. So yeah, we do move people around, you know, everywhere.
Yeah. And I think that's so handy, isn't it? Because it's just that thing of like you want to have a dream trip, but getting places is the hard part, and
Yes.
particularly if you've gone somewhere and you've never been there before. And I think a lot of people like I've been before, and I did a trip for my 30th birthday where I was in Las Vegas to see Britney Spears do her residency, then drove down to LA, had some fun there,
Uh-huh.
then drove to Disneyland. So I've kind of had a sense of the distance of places, but I think people otherwise have no clue of like how far is Disneyland from LA and stuff like that.
True. What is the biggest difference in planning a Disney trip from being in the UK versus here in the US? Like, what would you say is different?
I think one of the biggest differences is length of trip. Because coming to Disneyland, people will do typically maybe a week, whereas I think Americans tend to do a few less days. And like somewhere for
Hmm.
Disney World, for example, Brits will go for 2, 3 weeks to Disney World, whereas whenever I'm working with US clients, they typically will go for maybe 4 or 5 days. So I think the length of time definitely is the big thing. And then also cost. Like it's expensive to come over from the UK. But then also, particularly Disney World, they will do offers that can entice you. And then when I've been working with US clients, you realize how good the UK offers are compared to what, like the ticket prices, for example, are so
Yeah,
expensive on the gate, whereas we get like a much better deal for tickets.
I see. I see. Okay, I really want to know a little bit behind your business because there's a lot. There's even things I don't know about you, even though we talk and we're always messaging each other. And
Yes.
by the way, me and Sophie, we talk through like WhatsApp, and we'll, hey, how's it going? Did you see
Yeah.
this? Did you see that? And I love that because I always got to look at the time and go, okay, what time is it over there? Like I'm not
Yes,
too
exactly.
sure. And then I'm thinking, well, I know I'm not gonna. If she's like me, you keep your stuff on silent in the middle of the night, and then you'll get
Yep.
to it in the morning or whichever. But what is a day life like? A day in your life, like as a Disney travel expert?
So, it's like a day of two halves almost, because typically in the mornings I start with editing videos because I have a YouTube channel. So I'm always editing and then coming up with scripts or thumbnails for upcoming videos. And
Okay.
then once it gets to 11 a.m., that's my favorite time of the day because when I book Disney World dining reservations. So in the UK, they will go live at 11 a.m. So that is
Mm,
when I do all the booking and then get to send the happy email being like, you've got everything you wanted, which is the best. And then in the afternoon, it will be either doing Zoom consultations with people. I've got an itinerary planning service, so I kind of
wow.
put the puzzle together of like what would be the best way to fit absolutely everything in. And yeah, it's just so nice getting to kind of work across lots of different elements of planning. And the thing that's really nice though
Wow.
is you get to know people really well and like what they're excited for, how they want their trip to be. And then
Wow.
typically people will let me know afterwards how the trip was, which is the best. It's so lovely.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah. I'm sure you get pictures, video.
Yes,
You
yes,
get
which
to
is so
see them on social
nice.
media, things like
Which is
that.
so lovely. And that's the thing, you get to see in real time, like them having the best time, which is lovely.
Oh God, that must be cool that you got to see what you had helped put together.
Yes, and that's the thing because it's nice that you go, "Oh, that tip or that, like, way I planned that did
Yeah.
really help them," and it's just so
Yes.
nice when people can make those memories. Because that's the thing I always say to people that when we go to Disney, we obviously plan things, but what we actually want is the magical experience. We want that
Yeah.
feeling of the
Yeah. Yeah.
magic, and the planning is what helps you have it because when you know exactly what to do, one, you've got the access to knowing how you're gonna get the magic, but also it takes the stress away. So you could just go and experience it and not have to be there thinking, "Oh my god, the queue's really long," and, "Oh, where am I gonna meet Mickey?" Like, you know all these things. So
Yeah.
you're like, "I'm sorted, I'm done, I'm just having a great time."
Yep. Yep. Have you ever had a like a pinch me moment in your business where something that made you feel very proud or very like, wow.
It's always the thing that is always amazing to me is when people come up to you in the parks that
Oh,
have
yeah.
and actually, it was wild to me when I was in Disneyland, it happened,
Oh,
because
really?
Disneyland Paris, it kind of it makes more sense because the UK is so close, and I do a lot of videos at Disneyland Paris or even Disney World. But in Disneyland, I had no clue that anyone may have, like, heard of Most Magical Guides, and it's
Wow.
absolutely amazing, and it's so nice to meet people in person and get to chat, and yeah, it always blows my mind. It's absolutely incredible.
That is so neat. The next time you come down here, hopefully whenever that is,
Yes.
um, you and I got to do a little live inside
Yes!
Disney. That would do
That'd be
be
iconic.
amazing. Yes, it would. I know we did a live we did a giveaway at one time, her and I.
Yes.
And when we picked the winner, we actually, did a live did
It was
that
so
live, and I
good.
thought that was amazing. That was fun. And
So
the
fun.
winner is actually here right now, Derek. Um, Boy who has everything, by the way. That's his Instagram handle name. But yeah, that was a lot of fun doing that.
It was so cool, and it was amazing because you were actually in Disneyland, which
Yeah,
is so
yeah.
cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. How do
It
you
was
balance
amazing.
the magic of Disney and the logistics of trip planning, though?
I think that's the thing because I always say, like, one of the catchphrases I have is "master the magic through, maximize" sorry, "maximize the magic through mastering the planning," and that's
Hmm.
what I always think. I think even if you have, like, 10% knowledge about
Hmm.
something, you're gonna have such a better experience, and that's why I think doing all of the planning in advance, it means that when you're there, like, the hard work is done. So now you just get to
Hmm.
enjoy, and then the trip doesn't feel like hard work, which I think is what everyone wants. And it's the
Yeah,
ultimate
absolutely.
aim, because otherwise, like, if you turn up like, I know some people who have, like, turned up and not done any research, and that's the thing, I think other theme parks, you can do that. But
Hmm.
Disney's a different ball game, and when you haven't done any research at all, you end up eating in the restaurants that aren't particularly good. You waste all
Yeah.
day queuing. You miss out on so many things that you didn't know you could do, and then you go away
Yes.
going, "Oh, I don't get it." Whereas I feel like even if you have like I said, like 10% knowledge, the difference
Yes.
it makes is huge.
And especially like I know you're vegan, right?
Yes, yes,
Yes. Now, I also know there's a lot of people that I've had in my cars that are
yeah,
vegan, gluten,
yep,
gluten free, and all that.
yep,
They ask, "Hey, where do I get this? Where do I get that?" Or restaurants outside of Disney, but
yes,
especially in Disneyland, you want to be able to know where you can walk around and get the kind of
100%.
food that you can have, or for your child, for that matter. Because a
Yes,
lot of kids can be fussy, and we all know they can just want nuggets and pizza.
yes. Yeah,
And
exactly.
you want to know where you can grab a quick nugget and pizza or something they like and
Exactly
keep on
that.
moving because you have things to do in an itinerary.
Yes, and that's the thing, isn't it? Because like you say, if you just kind of go, "Oh, we're hungry," pop into that restaurant that we see, they might not
Yes,
have the food you like, the cuisine you like,
yes.
and then you're like, "Oh, this is rubbish." But if you know where to eat, I mean, the food in Disneyland is unreal. It's so good. And once you know the best spots, it's like the most amazing, like the food becomes a big part of the trip, I think.
And you review them all. You review a lot of stuff in there, huh?
Yes, yes. So I always try and do vegan reviews of the places I've been, just to help out other people that are going. And there's just so much food, and it's actually amazing now because there's so many vegan options. You can't try them all, and I'm like, it's amazing that it's just not
That's true.
possible to try everything you could eat, which I never thought would happen.
But at least they're there, right?
Yes, exactly. And there's some amazing options. Like it's unreal.
Yes, there is.
I
Even I've
I
had them.
still dream about the Rontolus wrap
Oh
from
yeah,
Buffalo Road. Oh my god, it's unreal. It's so good.
that's good that you like that.
Yes.
All right. So tell me this: what planning resources do you provide or have at on your site, most magical guides?
So I have a few different options. The basic ones are planning templates. So if you kind of
Mm-hmm.
know what you want to do, but it's like, how do I organize this?
Mm-hmm.
As I said before, I have like that layer of all of the spreadsheets and the information. So I've narrowed it down to like, this is how I need all of the information laid out, and you can easily plan a trip just from using the templates. Then I also have Zoom consultations where over video call, people can have their burning questions answered, but also get tips tailored specifically to them. Because that's one thing I found is that there's a lot of information out there. And when I was doing all my research, sometimes you get conflicting information or tips that would be good for other people, but the way I visit, it wouldn't work. So be able to give tips and advice specifically to how people visit is so handy. I have a Disney World dining planning service. So if you need reservations booked, I will book them all for you. If you're not going to be free,
Wow.
maybe work, or you're just feeling overwhelmed because it's very stressful. There's a lot of
Yes.
pressure to get those reservations. And my favorite thing is the concierge service, which is planning out everything. So the reason I love that is typically I will work with people sometimes up to a year before they go, and it's literally like I'm a fairy guide mother who will take them along all the steps, plan out their itinerary, book all their dining, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
always on call anytime they have questions or there's updates that I can let them know about. So that's really nice because you really get to know people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's amazing. I know the dining is probably everybody's top thing. I
Yes.
personally, I use this method here at Disneyland here down
Yeah.
the street, and that is I just walk up to the host and
Yeah.
I always give them that sad face and just like I ask them, "Hey, can you just fit us in somewhere?" And
Yes.
most of the times they will get us in somewhere. There's
That's
been a few times
amazing.
where they're like, we're so booked and everybody showed up. There's no way to get in. I've gone
Yes.
into Din Tai Fung and walked in, sat down and ate. That was amazing. And there's
Amazing.
people, and then sometimes if you're an adult and you're maybe just one or two or three people,
Right.
I don't mind sitting there's like a bar section where you can sit down and
Yeah.
totally eat there. Whereas people are going to say, no, we got to wait in that long line. Like, no, go ask.
Yes. Yes.
Always,
So
always
true.
ask questions, because
Yes.
you'd be surprised where you can get into. And
Yep.
all it takes is a nice smile, a nice
Yes.
tone of voice. And,
Yes.
it wouldn't help if, you bat your eyes a couple times or something, but you get in.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
so true. And I think that's the
So,
thing, like, that's something that I really like about especially Disneyland, because Disneyland feels much more relaxed, just in every aspect compared to somewhere like
yes.
Disney World. And even like I always say, Disneyland Paris is much more relaxed. You can kind of go with the flow, whereas Disney World, there's so much planning, and like particularly so, like the UK offer at the moment is free dining, so you get a free dining plan. So where so many people are getting free dining and we're coming for like 2 weeks, they've got at least 14 restaurants that they need to be able to book. And that can feel like a lot. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, we've got you sorted, it's all good. And but like you say, I
Wow.
always think like if there's something you miss out on, don't worry, because there are options. Like you say, you can see if there's walk-ups, last minute reservations that open up because people's plans change. There's always
Hmm.
options.
How
Yeah.
can listeners access your checklists, your budget planners, your templates, or scheduling one of those awesome virtual calls that I know you do? Tell me how could they get a hold of you? How do they get to you? And what's the
Yes.
process?
So I have a website called mostmagicalguides.com, and on there there's a section all about the planning templates, and there's planning templates for Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, and Disney World. And then I also have a trip planning section, and there you can find out the information about all of the different trip planning services that I offer. And then at the bottom there's a little form if you'd like to book in one of the services. And then also on my YouTube channel, I have loads and loads of videos with tips and advice. So that's like the free resource if you need any help. And I also do vlogs of my own trips. You can kind of see what you can do in the Disney parks.
Wow. So yeah, these people can really get a lot of stuff from you.
I
That's
hope so.
amazing.
It's amazing. And it's just nice to be able to pass on that information, like I say, because I know how big a difference having the little tips and advice makes. So
Yeah. A-
yeah, it's amazing.
any updates on anything upcoming, like any tools or something you're working on that's new?
So I've just literally just launched an itinerary planning service, and that's been
Oh,
so much fun because I think that can be really hard of working out like what's the best day of the week to visit this specific park, or how does this Halloween party affect the hours, and if I want to do this thing that's not in the parks, how do I fit it all in? So it's really nice to kind of be able to, it's like I say, it's like a jigsaw puzzle and work out. Like normally I'll do a call with them first to find out exactly what they want, and then I go away and I make a few different versions until I get like the
mhm.
right one, and then afterwards we'll talk through it. And if up until the trip plans change, because I know like sometimes you'll go, oh actually I think I'm gonna go to do this thing as well, we can update the itinerary. But that's been so fun because it's I think the thing that's been interesting is trying to work out what's the best way to help people, what are the areas that do trip people up or they have the trouble with, and then like let's find a way so we can help people.
That's good. That's amazing that you know how to pinpoint exactly where they might need help, where they don't, where they need your help, because let's face it, your help is valuable.
And that's the thing, I always say it's kind of like I went on the journey where I went into the valley and I was going to the dead ends, onto the edge of the cliff, things weren't going right, and eventually I made my way to the peak and got the tips and the advice. And then the aim of most
Very
magical guides is to be a bridge so that you don't have to go into the valley, you could just get straight to the peak. That's how I try and think of most magical guides.
All right. I got some good questions for you that I really want to ask more on a personal level of because I know you
Yes.
have a lot of experience with all the, I don't know exactly how many parks you've been to, but let's start with that. How many parks have you been to?
So I've been to Disneyland Paris, Disneyland, and Disney World, and I try and go to them as often as possible. I'd love
There
to
you
get back to
go.
Disneyland because it's just iconic. But yeah, I mean, I've been to Disneyland Paris twice this year already. I've got another two trips there. So like, try to get to Disney as much as possible. But I'm desperate to get out to the Asian parks because they
There
look
you
next
go.
level.
There you
So
go.
cool.
Okay, so here's my question. This is a good one. If you can only ride one Disney ride for the rest of your life, which one would you pick? Only one.
Oh, it's so hard, isn't it? It's so
Yeah,
hard.
that's a hard one.
It's so hard, but it's funny because the two that spring to mind, and they're quite different, but I love Haunted Mansion. I would never get bored of Haunted Mansion. No matter how many times I go on it, I'm always wowed. It never gets any less boring. But I'm
Uh-huh.
also obsessed with Rise of the Resistance. Like literally
Oh,
being in
yes.
Star Wars is unbelievable. It's just so
Yes,
good.
there
And
you
like
go.
again, that like every time you step out and you see the stormtroopers, it's never less stunning to me. I'm like, this is unreal. And that's just the queue. Like, how is this just the queue?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
I
so
was pretty blown
cool.
away with that ride. Very
It's
amazing.
amazing. It's
Yes.
so good.
Growing up in the 70s and 80s, when I got off that ride, I think the first time I was choked up. I was just like,
Yes.
wow, I feel like I just was part of the movie,
It's so
you
true,
know.
isn't it? And I think that's it shows how incredible kind of Disney is because it's not just
Yeah.
a ride now. They're like, let's make this an immersive experience. And you are literally like, I am in Star Wars.
All right. How about this? This is right next to this. What would be your go-to snack or treat? What is your favorite?
I think I tend to go towards a Dole Whip. And working my way through all the flavors because it's just so refreshing. And I had as well in Disneyland, which I hadn't had anywhere else, the one where you had all of the bells and whistles. You
Mm-hmm.
had like tahine and everything, and I was like, this is amazing. And it was
All
just
right.
so refreshing. And like, yeah, I just think it's the perfect treat when you're in Disney and it's a warm day, having a little Dole Whip. It's just
With
iconic.
tahini.
Yes, it's so tasty. And I was
I,
like,
I'm
this is
surprised that
so
you know what
refreshing.
tahini is. I'm
Yes.
surprised you didn't say tangent.
Yes, exactly, yes, can you imagine? That would have been so embarrassing, but it would have been so true.
I would
But
have
it
had to
felt
edit
like
that part out.
yeah, exactly, be like, "Never let anyone know I said that."
That is amazing. Yes, we love tahini on a lot of stuff. It is
Yes.
the go-to thing for a lot of stuff.
Oh, it's so tasty, it's so and it felt very like, "Oh, I feel like I'm in California having something that's really
Yeah.
authentic here," which is nice.
Yes. Do you know that speaking of Dole Whip, okay, for the people out there that drink alcohol, inside of the Lamplight Lounge, there is a Dole Whip shot.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
so
that
you
sounds
go in,
amazing.
yeah, I've had it before, and me and my wife have had it. You go in there and you tell them you want the Dole Whip shot, and it's basically like a tall shot glass. It tastes like pine, and they put whipped cream on top of it, and you just the whole thing. Oh my God, it's like a Dole Whip going down with the sweet cream from the whipped cream, and then
Oh my god,
it's the best.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's
you
so
can put a few of those
good.
down easily, but they're
Yeah.
delicious. And when you say Dole Whip, I think of that, and I also think of going to the Dole Whip or going to the Dole Plantation in Hawaii that we went to when we got married.
Amazing. Oh,
So
how
that is,
beautiful.
yeah, that place is amazing out there. You go on a tour, you get to see how the pineapples are, you know,
I
planted and
know.
everything. Just an amazing, amazing experience.
That's so
Yeah,
cool. That's
yeah. So that's what I think of.
I am desperate to also go to Olani because it just looks unreal. And like Hawaii
Oh,
looks
Alani, yeah, that's where we
stunning.
got married at.
It's what an amazing destination to be married. Like how iconic, how
Yes,
stunning.
it is the absolute best out there, but expensive, but very good.
Yes, yes. Oh, and what a great place to have a wedding. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, of course. Do you have a like a favorite Disney moment that gives you chills? That something that your go-to happy place if you're ever feeling down or depressed? What is that Disney moment for you, Sophie?
Do you know what? It's interesting because it never ever gets any less exciting. But when you first walk into the park and you turn that corner on Main Street and you see the castle, and every time I see it, it still is that exciting. And when I think about going to Disney, that's the moment I think about. I'm like, I cannot wait to have that moment of seeing the castle for the first time. And it's still so joyous and it never ever gets any less exciting.
There you go.
Yes.
That is amazing. I think for me personally,
Yeah.
that time there's been a couple times we've gone because we would, we have passes and stuff, and we would go in. There would be a certain days we'd walk in and we'd be like, man, it's really low with people today. And you're getting on rides left and right. And I'm like, oh my
Incredible.
God, this is the best thing ever. Because I don't buy lightning lane passes or anything like
Yeah.
that. I always, me and my kids and my wife, we just wait in line, But
Yeah.
we have our limits, and we'll say, okay, we're not going to go more than an hour or something. But when you see nobody in the park or it's kind of low,
Real.
you're like,
Yes.
it gives me chills,
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm running.
amazing.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that is no
Yes.
brainer.
I also think like character moments, like you'll have little moments with characters that stick with you forever. I remember once I was in
Yeah,
Disney World and I went to 1900 Park Fair, but this was back when it was Cinderella and Prince Charming and the Ugly Stepsisters and Lady Tremaine. I love the Disney villains, and Lady Tremaine came to our table. So I was asking her about her cat, Lucifer, because obviously I love Disney cats and I love cats
yeah.
in general. And she was very excited and she was like, "Oh, the prince doesn't let the cat in the dining room." And I said, "I'm sick of him. Get rid of the prince, get the cat in." And she was like obsessed. So she got a chair, she sat down, she was like, "Oh, we must go play croquet." And it was such a fun interaction. And
Oh,
like it just stays with you forever.
that is cool. That is cool. Now, what about a park, a specific Disneyland park that you dream? What is your dream park to go to? Which one in particular?
I really want to go to Disney Sea in Tokyo. It
Yeah,
looks unreal. It looks like next level. It looks so unique. Like the attractions look incredible. The park layout is incredible. Just the design. And everyone I know that's been has said it's their favorite Disney park they've ever been to. And I just think it
there you
looks
go.
amazing.
Yeah, I agree with you. What would be your ideal start from finish, money's no object, park day?
Oh my God, amazing. Well,
Money's
if
no object.
well, this is the thing. If money was no object, the thing I would love to do is have you heard about the private jet tour?
I think I have. Yes.
It's
Yes, I
unreal.
have.
So yeah, so it's like I think it's like 24 days. You do
Yes.
a private jet, you go to all 6 parks. But
Yep.
what's amazing about that is you also get so like you get to go into the parks early and you are walked around by an Imagineer that helped design that park and things like that. So you get all of these experiences that you would never ever be able to get otherwise. So like for me, a
Wow.
dream day would be like kind of waking up in a Disney hotel that is right near a park, so you can kind of see into the park as you wake up and there's
Oh
the
my
sun
gosh.
rising. And then if you could do some sort of like backstage tour, I just think they're next level amazing, getting to kind of hear all of these things, these amazing stories, amazing people. Then, like you say, it's a quiet day. There's not many people around. The queue times are good. It's absolutely
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
Um, Getting to dine in some of my favorite restaurants, like because that's the thing. Like I say, now there's so many good vegan options. I'm like, okay, I need to be popping into here, having a little
Hmm.
snack, little meal. But I also think like it's nice to have a nice mix of things. So I'd like to also be able to do some shows, meet some characters. Because I know when I was younger, I was very ride focused, and I was just like rides, 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 blinkers on. Whereas now I'm like doing a mix of everything is the dream. Um, the end of the day has to be crying, which sounds nuts, but like
No, no. I
I
think a lot
always
of people
think
would be.
yes,
A lot of
like
people would
watching
be.
the nighttime show. This is how I judge it. If it doesn't make me cry, I think, oh, that's they didn't quite hit the mark with that.
I
So
think my wife would
like,
join you on that one.
yes, exactly. I'm like, we've got to
Yep.
end the day crying at the show, and then on the way out because the shops are still open, going on a shopping spree, getting all the good merch. Because there's just so much good merch, and this is a problem. This is a big
Oh,
problem.
the merch will bankrupt anybody. I mean, if you look behind
Yes,
me, I'm looking at your room.
yes,
I got popcorn buckets. I got
yeah,
Funko Pops. I got
yes.
everything in here, and it's like, oh my God, I
It's
almost
so
dread
good.
walking into the world of Disney
Yeah.
because you want everything.
That's the problem, isn't it? And what I've
Yes,
started to do, which is bad but also good, I buy a lot of Disney clothing
me
because I'm
too.
like, that's a legitimate expense because you have to wear clothes. So that's not even frivolous. And I'm like, and so then you just come home with a whole new wardrobe. And you're like, oh well, it's necessary.
Yep, I know what you mean. You
It's
did.
so
ha-
interesting.
Have you been to D23 yet?
No, it looks so good. I need to come to one because they
It's
look incredible.
fun.
And to be there when you're hearing all this like exclusive information as well,
Yeah.
all the
Yep.
panels, like, oh my God, incredible.
It's amazing. We've been to two of them, and we went to two of those, and we went to a Star Wars convention as well here in Anaheim. It
Amazing.
is unbelievable,
Yes, yeah, it just looks
unbelievable.
so, so good. And actually, something else, maybe I'd add on to my perfect day, is looking after hours events, but I'd love to do the ones that you have in Disneyland. Like going to Star Wars night is like bucket list. I'm obsessed with coming. I need to go.
There you go. All right,
Yes.
here's a more off the subject of Disney a little bit. I got a couple things that I don't know about you, and
Amazing.
yeah, you're gonna laugh. Okay, number one, and I only know I can speak because I've tried this a few times and I
Yeah.
know how I feel about it. Do you like Marmite?
I am obsessed with Marmite to the point where like I actually can't make like Marmite on toast for other people because the amount I put on is so much and it's just like burning. And other people would be like, how is this a food? So I'm like, you can't trust me to put it on for you because I will put so much on. But I'm obsessed with it. I love it on toast. You could put it in things. So like, if you've got
Yeah.
chili, you could put it in the
Oh,
chili. That's amazing. They have
really?
crisps here called Twiglets, which are covered in Marmite, which are amazing. You could get nuts covered in everything covered in Marmite.
Really?
Yes, it's
S-
so good. I am
Somebody,
absolutely obsessed.
one of my customers, I can't remember who it was, but I'm sure they came from you.
Yeah.
They came from the UK and they brought me a jar of it, and I said, "All right, let me
Yep.
try this out." And I tried it when I got home. It is similar but different than Vegemite from Australia.
Yes.
And the Aussies over there, they've given me packets, they've given me jars. There's even an
Yes.
Australian restaurant by Disneyland that we go to, and I've definitely had a good amount of experience with Vegemite, but Marmite, maybe two times I've tried it. I need to try
Yes.
it a little bit more.
Oh my God, yeah, obsessed. Next time I'm coming over, I'm gonna bring you all of the things, the nuts, the
Yes.
crisps, the jars. It's
Yeah, I'm gonna
amazing.
hold you to that too.
It was actually really sad in the pandemic because the way they make Marmite is from yeast, and they get
Mm.
it from beer when you're making
Yeah,
beer.
beer. Yep.
And because all the breweries and pubs shut, there was a Marmite shortage in the pandemic, and I was like, it's got really bad now, guys. Like,
Oh,
there's no Marmite. What are we gonna do?
oh well. Okay,
Too much.
so I want to ask you about something that I've actually personally have had from somebody from London that made
Yeah.
somebody here made me one time, and it was very good. Shepherd's pie.
Yes.
Tell me
Yes.
about shepherd's pie.
Yes. Well, this is the thing, because obviously I'm vegan, so I have like alternatives
Yes,
instead.
of
But
course.
it's one of those like comfort food. It's great for winter.
Yes.
So like you will have, if you've got shepherd's pie would be lamb, and cottage pie would be beef. So it's the exact same dish, but just depends on the
Mhm,
meat. It's got a different name. And then it's
mhm,
like a really nice gravy. Some people will put like onions, carrots, stuff in, and then you have like a nice buttery mash on top, and then you put it in the oven and grill it
mm.
all, and to the point where the potato on top goes crispy, which is unbelievable.
Ah,
And it's just one of those like really, really great comfort foods. And you're just like, "Oh, this is so
that would be
lovely."
comparable to our chicken pot pie.
Yes, kind of, yes, similar.
Yeah, see,
It's like,
and I have to admit that sounds, man, that sounds good right now.
yes. Have you ever tried a Yorkshire pudding?
No,
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't think
Okay,
so.
we're gonna have to introduce
Now,
you to that, because that's next level amazing.
okay. Now, everybody here, most people here have had fish and chips. We think
Yes.
fish and chips is really good, but how you have it there, I can't wait to try it. Um,
Yes.
I do
That'll
like
be
a good fish and
amazing.
chips, and there's a few places that
Yes.
we've had it. And
Yep.
downtown Disney at the Ballast Point
Yep.
Brewery, everybody agrees those fish and chips go great with a beer. So
Yes, yes,
if you're ever in
exactly.
there,
And I'm lucky in the UK. I live on the coast, so like
mhm.
getting like fish and chips, sitting out looking over the ocean is lovely.
Oh
Not quite the ocean, the sea, but like you can
yeah,
imagine. It's so, so lovely. Although you have to be aware of seagulls because they want to get in on the action, so you have to be
good.
careful.
They'll take it, right?
Yes, they will. They're just like,
Yeah,
oh, you've got the food. It's the chip tax. I'm taking the chips.
there you go. Let me ask you this: how can listeners and or viewers get a hold of you, get in touch with you, get questions? Where do they look for you?
So they can find me all over social media. So it's Most Magical Guides on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Then I have the website, which is mostmagicalguides.com. And I also have an email address, mostmagicalguides@hotmail.com. So yeah, there's lots of different places to find me. Like I say, I do videos at least once a week on YouTube, and then TikTok. I'm trying to get more on TikTok because I am obsessed with watching TikToks.
Me
And then I'm
too.
like, I've got to like stop scrolling and actually do some stuff, and it's just so fun to kind of like do the little fun videos. And I love it. And it's nice because it's kind of different, because like YouTube is more like the long form videos. So
Yeah.
TikTok is the short little fun ones, which is great.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Remember we got to talk about when we do whenever we do another live or something, if we when we're together in the park or something, we can do a TikTok live as well because we're on that as, we got a
that'd
channel.
be amazing. That'd be
Yeah,
so,
that
so
would be
fun.
definitely be a good idea. Do you have any current promotions, any giveaways, any travel windows, or like anything that you can tell us right now about?
Yes. So what's going to be amazing is to tie in with this awesome podcast. I'm going to be doing a 15% off sale. So after this goes live for the next week, there'll be a 15% off sale, which is so exciting. So do come along. It'll be on everything templates, all of the trip planning services. And what's good with that is
Wow.
a lot of people, I already have bookings for 2026. So if
Yeah,
you buy
same
when
here.
it's discounted, you can still be but you don't need to use it anytime soon. It will be available whenever you need. And I also think it would be so much fun. Last time we did a podcast together, we did an amazing giveaway. And I think we should
Yes,
do another one because it was so much fun. And I'd love to do a 90-minute Zoom consultation with people to help them plan their trips. So just take all that stress out and just, be that bridge so they can get to the peak of Disney joy.
there you go. And that leads into I want to offer you and your listeners and the people on this podcast, whether they're yours or they came from you or me, I want to offer them I want to do another giveaway. And my
Yes.
giveaway is going to be that round trip from LAX to the Disneyland area and or to Universal. Because some people actually start
Yes.
in the LA area first and
Yes.
then they come down here. So however it is, I'm
Yeah.
going to give away a round trip
That's
to
amazing.
however this works. And like I was telling you
Yes.
earlier, Derek, who was our first winner, he's here right now,
Yes.
and I hopefully will be tagging some pictures at the end of this video on that as well. So, what do you think? This giveaway?
Yes, I think we need to do it because it's such a joy to be able to kind of give people that great experience, and it's just so much fun to kind of be able to say thank you for listening and kind of finding out more about us.
And this will be 100% free. There's no catch, there's
Yep,
no anything. Just get in touch with her and I,
yep.
and I'm gonna say now, let's do a live when we do the picking like we did that one time.
Yes, that was so good.
Um, I don't know if I'll actually be in Disneyland, but if I can, that would be great. Um,
Yes,
but definitely the live giveaway thing, I think, is
it's
something
so
that would be
fun.
fun.
Yes, we need to do it because yeah, that was such a joy.
So that is a lot to swallow here. There's a lot that we've put in. We've learned a lot about you. We've learned a lot about what you do, how you do it, how to get in touch with you. I think your stuff is amazing.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
I mean, I wish I would have met you a long time ago,
No,
but
it's
I'm
been
glad that I
such a
have
joy.
met you.
Yes, and this is the thing that's amazing. It's like I say, the thing that I was so impressed with is, like I say, it's not just getting in a car and taking you from A to B. Like the fact that we've had a friendship now. Like so I met you in 2023, and it's now all this
Yeah,
time in the future, and we're still getting
yeah,
to chat and hang out. Like it's absolutely such a joy, and someone that's
yep,
just so
yep,
as passionate and joyful as you is it's just a delight to talk to.
yep, absolutely. I agree with you. It's a friendship that's going to be going on for a long time.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And like I say, I will get back to Disneyland, and we're absolutely meeting up.
I can't wait till you
Yes,
tell me the day you send me that message and say
yes,
I'm doing it, and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, what can I do? I'm gonna have you picked up. I'm gonna have people throw rose petals down for you or something when you get here. Whatever it takes, man. I mean,
it's amazing.
to be able to go on a ride together, film it, put it
Yes.
on, that would be
It's gonna be
hilarious, but
so
yet fun, you know?
incredible. It's gonna be
Well, thank you.
so much fun.
Yes, you will, and I'm trust me. The moment you tell me that, we're gonna plan it out.
Yes, it'll be so good.
Thank you so much for being here, Sophie. It's clear your heart is in your work. We can feel it. We can see it. I know your customers will talk about it. I see and I know your information is very, very valuable.
Oh,
And
that's so
I love
wonderful. Thank you so
I,
much.
I love the magic that you're bringing to families around the world. That is just
And
amazing.
that's the thing,
I can't
isn't it? It's such a joy. It is literally such a joy. And like I said, I get just as excited about other people's trips as my own because I know how they're gonna feel once they get there. And I think it's the best thing. Like everyone wants that Disney
absolutely.
magic.
And for anybody listening, if you're planning a trip to Southern California, Disneyland area, and or Universal, don't forget Diamond Driver Guy. We got your back when it comes to family, um, transportation. We include car seats for your children. We don't charge you extra for that. And check us out www.diamonddriverguy.com. And until next time, Miss Magical Sophie, thank you again for being on here. I appreciate you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been amazing.
Take care, my friend.